Hi, my name is Sharon Castellanos, and my background is that I'm one of four. I came from, my mother was a single parent, and she was illiterate. I grew up in the east side of San Jose, went to Fisher and Overfeld High School, and during my upbringing I realized that education was very important. I went off to school and got a nursing degree, graduated at San Jose State, and went in to actually become an advanced practice nurse. And I worked in the field of maternal fetal medicine, high-risk obstetrics, for over 25 years. And during that time, I've learned a lot. I had a major change in my life in 2006 where I lost my son, Brandon Castellanos, in a single motor vehicle accident. Brandon was a donor, and through that process, it really opened my eyes in regard to the significant healthcare crisis. Now here I am as a medical provider, and I was somewhat numb or somewhat naive to the major crisis until it hit home. Well, as a result of the loss of my son, I realized how little adolescents know about tissue and organ donation and how much less their parents know or talk to them about it. And so what happened was that during Brandon's services, a lot of his friends came up to me afterwards and said, "We didn't know Brandon was a donor." And I asked them, "Why would you think that?" "Well, Brandon looked normal." And I thought to myself, oh my goodness, there's a lot of kids out there. So I started to work through Donate West and become an ambassador and go out into the community and educate as a donor mom. And I realized there's less donor moms, dads out there talking about this. And I realized that I know why, because each time you do talk about it, you live it. You relive that loss of your child. And I realized that.
So let me ask you, Sharon, you have been connecting with the schools and speaking there. Mm-hmm. What made you decide just the schools and not the other community, which is maybe the parent? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Why?
Okay, that's a very good question. I needed to educate myself in the regards to tissue and organ donation because of my education, again, was in maternal fetal medicine. So I knew nothing, I knew a little bit about tissue and organ donation. So I went back to school and got my doctorate. I did a dissertation on this in a research study, so I needed to educate myself. And through the education, I realized that we are targeting less in regards to adolescents. And these are the individuals that go to the DMV and mark yes or no. And I'm thinking, there's something wrong here. Why aren't we doing this? And in 2012, there was a bill that was signed by Governor Brown, 1967, stating that students are to receive tissue and organ donation information. And it was a law that was signed. However, it's like many laws. They're signed, there's no money behind them. And so what I did is I got the education, I informed myself, and now I'm saying, now I need to do the research. So I set up Brandon's Crossroads nonprofit organization to do the research. My target population is adolescents, and what I wanted to do is do this in an innovative twist, because what we're doing now does not work, and it hasn't worked for over 60 years. So I'm saying, okay, how can we look at this differently? Well, our educational tool is a 1977 Cadillac Coupe de Ville, which was totally restored when Brandon passed. This was a vehicle he had purchased, and he had passed within a month and a half after he purchased. And so family members, through their grieving, tore it apart, put it back together, restored it. That was Brandon's dream. And when I looked at that and I go, that is our tool. That is our educational tool. And so that is what we take out to the schools to say, just like a vehicle that is ready for the junkyard and the way it looks, well, once we restore it, it's beautiful again. Just like us, if I needed a heart, I needed a liver, I needed a kidney, I needed skin. Once I had that, I am going to be rebirthed. I am going to have that second life. That's exactly what we can give when we say yes to tissue and organ donation. The problem is there's less education in regards to this target. So that is where Brandon's Crossroads has targeted this population, and this is why.
So tell me, do you have a website that they can go to?
Yes, brandonscrossroads.org.
Okay, and do you have a phone number or something that
Yes, it's on the website, and it's also 408-218-1222, yes. And we also have a email, brandonscrossroads@yahoo.com.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you
very
for your
much.
time.
Thank you,
Sharon,
all of you.
I appreciate the work you're doing.
Thank you.